Hello, beautiful souls, and welcome back to Life is Not Just a Cupcake. I'm your host, Heather Rose, and I am so grateful you are here. This is a special moment because today marks the 5th episode of this podcast. To those of you who've been with me since the beginning, thank you for your continued support. It means the world to me. And if you are new here, welcome. I'm so glad you found this space. Don't forget to hit the subscribe and tap the notification button, so you'll know when the next episode drops. Every Monday, we dive deep into the messy, beautiful parts of life, sharing stories, reflections, and insights to help you navigate life's challenges with creativity, empathy, and mindfulness. This week's episode is a little different. As we step into the new year, I want to take you behind the scenes of a personal tradition of mine. Each year, I take time to reflect on the past year, celebrating my wins, learning from the challenges, and setting intentions for what is ahead. This year, my focus has shifted towards building this podcast, growing my coaching program, and sharing my story with even more people. I'm so excited to share the tools and strategies that help me stay aligned with my goals and values, and I hope they'll inspire you too. So grab your favorite drink, settle into a cozy spot, and let's dive in. Every year, I start by reflecting on where I've been. I go through my journals, review my goals, and revisit my vision boards. I take stock of what I've achieved and what still needs attention. But reflection isn't just about looking at what worked or didn't work. It's about asking deeper questions. How have I grown? What lessons have I learned? Are my current goals aligned with who I am now? This past year, I made a significant shift in my focus. I moved away from writing children's books and leaned fully into building this brand, this podcast, and my coaching programs. It was a decision rooted in purpose, sharing my story and helping others navigate their own messy, beautiful lives. If you're reflecting on your own year, give yourself permission to let go of the goals that no longer fit. Growth means evolving, and sometimes that means leaving behind old plans to make room for new ones. Take this time to ask yourself, what truly matters to you as you step into the new year? Once I've reflected on the past year, I move into setting my goals and intentions. And here's the key. I separate the two because they serve different purposes. Goals are specific and measurable. They're destinations. For example, launch my first coaching program by June. Grow my podcast audience by 50%. Write my second book and launch it this spring. These goals give me structure and help me stay on track. Intentions, on the other hand, are heart-centered. They guide the journey and help me focus on the way behind my actions. For example, show up authentically in every podcast episode. Create content that inspires and empowers others. Intentions keep me grounded, especially when life doesn't go as planned. They remind me to focus on how I want to feel and who I want to become along the way. For instance, as I've been building this podcast and coaching program, my guiding intention has been empower others by sharing my journey with honesty and empathy. Intentions are about the energy and mindset you bring to your goals. They're rooted in the core values, which means they can evolve as life changes. For me, one of my core values is creativity. So when I set intentions, I often ask myself, how can I bring more creativity into my work with my books and podcast? This could mean dedicating time each week to brainstorming fresh ideas for podcast episodes, or outlining new chapters for my next book. It might involve creating a space that inspires me, like keeping a notebook or digital file open for spontaneous bursts of inspiration. Even on the busiest days, I carve out intentional time to think about the stories I want to tell and topics I want to explore. I've also found that stepping away from the desk can spark new ideas. Whether it's jotting down notes while enjoying a coffee at my favorite spot, or taking a walk to let my thoughts flow. These small intentional moments allow me to resonate with my creativity. By weaving these practices into my daily routine, I stay grounded in my passion for storytelling and ensure I'm always moving forward on projects that truly matter to me. Connection to creativity becomes even more important when life doesn't go as planned. During the past year, I made a significant shift in my focus, from writing children's books to diving deep into coaching, this podcast, and my future microcourses. It was a big change, but my intentions became my anchor. I set an intention to empower others by sharing my journey with honesty and empathy. And that guiding principle helped me navigate every decision, even when things felt uncertain. By combining intentional moments with creative reflection with clearer intentions, I've been able to align my work with my core values and adapt to life's changes without losing sight of my goals. This balance is what allows me to keep moving forward with clarity and purpose. So when you start mapping out your year, take a moment to think about your goal and intentions side by side. Ask yourself, what goals do I want to achieve this year? What intentions can I set to guide me as I work towards these goals? And how do these align with my core values? This balance between goals and intentions is what makes the process feel both purposeful and flexible. Goals will give you structure, but intentions will help you stay connected to the deeper meaning behind what you're doing. Living intentionally starts with creating an environment and routines that support your goals and values. It's not just about setting lofty aspirations. It's about designing your life to help you follow through day by day. So how can you do this? First, think about your core values. What's most important to you? Maybe it's creativity, connection, growth, or something else entirely. Once you've identified your values, ask, how can you incorporate them into your daily routines? For example, if connection is a core value, you might set aside time each week to nurture relationships. If creativity is key, dedicate space and time for brainstorming or pursuing hobbies. Start small and find ways to weave these values into rhythms of your life. Your physical space is just as important as your routines. Take a look at where you spend most of your time. Does it inspire and energize you? If not, what small changes can you make? Maybe add a vision board or keep a journal in an accessible spot. Even something as simple as clearing off your desk can create a space that feels more aligned with your intention. Speaking of vision boards, this is one of my favorite tools. You don't need to create a large, elaborate board to get started. Gather images, quotes, and affirmations that resonate with your goals and values. Then organize them in a way that speaks to you. Some people like to keep it digital, while others prefer a small, portable folder or notebook. Whatever you choose, make sure it's something you'll interact with regularly. Affirmations are another powerful tool. These are positive statements that help you reframe your mindset and keep you focused on your intentions. For instance, if you're working on building confidence, you might use affirmations like, I am capable and worthy of achieving my dreams. Place them where you'll see them often. One in your mirror, in your workplace, or even reminders on your phone. Finally, give yourself grace. Life doesn't always go as planned, and that's okay. Intentions are about guiding the journey, not creating rigid expectations. By designing your time, space, and tools with intention, you're setting yourself up for success, not just in reaching your goals, but in enjoying the process of getting there. So take a moment to reflect. How can you create an environment and daily habits that align with your values? Start small, stay consistent, and watch how these intentional practices can transform your journey. Now that I've shared my yearly reflection process with you, let's talk about how you can begin this journey for yourself. It starts with carving out a quiet moment, maybe with your favorite cup of coffee, and revisiting your year that's passed. If you journal, flip through those pages. If you keep goal holders or vision boards, pull them out and take a good look. Ask yourself, what did I achieve this year? What goals fell to the wayside, and why? Are these goals still relevant, and who am I? Where am I going? And here's the most important question. How have I grown? Life changes, sometimes dramatically, and it's okay to let go of goals that no longer fit. For me, letting go of my focus on children's books and shifting towards coaching, this podcast, and my micro courses was a necessary evolution. It didn't mean I failed. It meant I was aligning more closely with my purpose and passion. If you're reflecting on a big change, give yourself grace. Change often comes with mixed emotions. You can honor what you're leaving behind while still moving towards something new and exciting. It's about designing a life that fits the seasons we're stepping into. So take your time with this reflection process. Write down what worked, what didn't, and what you'd like to carry forward into the new year. Then, once you have that clarity, it's time to map out your next step. Thank you so much for joining me today on Life is Not Just a Cupcake. I hope this episode has inspired you to reflect, set intention, and design a life that aligns with your values and dreams. Remember, this isn't about perfection. It's about progress and showing up for yourself with intention and purpose. If you'd like to dive a little deeper into beautiful messes, be sure to check out my book, Life is Not Just a Cupcake. It's filled with stories and insights to help you navigate the ups and downs of life with empathy, mindfulness, and creativity. And as always, I'll see you next Monday as we dive into another one of life's beautiful messes. This time exploring the art of letting go. As we step into the new year, it's so important to release what no longer serves us and discover what might be holding us back. I can't wait to share this journey with you. Until then, I'm Heather Rose, reminding you that life isn't just a cupcake. It's messy, it's beautiful, and it's yours to create. See you next week.